Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is War on the Sea. We're going into episode 7, and this entire episode is going to be dedicated to that boat right there. That's the North Carolina. It's going head-to-head against the Nagato. That's right. We're laying it all on the line. We have a massive fight coming up. We're going to manually take control. We're going to throw shells 5-6 miles at these guys. We've got aircraft in the air, dropping torpedoes on the carrier. We got dive bombers in the air. We're going to be trying to dive bomb the Nagato. Help us out there. It's going to be... This entire episode is one humongous fight. And it is absolutely worth. Hope you enjoy. Like I said, thank you guys for clicking on the video. This is going to be, thus far in our playthrough, this is going to be the most difficult fight that I've ever had to do. When you start doing manual fire, if you can get honed in, it is very good. So this is me. I load in and I'm just being attacked by aircraft over and over and over. I take my ships. I decide to go straight after them here. We don't have an engagement. I've got aircraft in the air. I decide to load in because I'm being attacked. Like, they have to be pretty close. And I figure maybe I catch them. So upon loading in, obviously nothing is spotted, right? So my thinking is I'll take my aircraft and I'll send them to the south. Because I suspect that's where they're at. Just based on where the aircraft were coming at me from. Now again, there's not a whole lot I can do. I'm going to check and make sure they're not torpedoes, but there's not a whole lot I can do here. So I'm going to take the aircraft, I'm going to route them out, I'm going to send them down south. Now we've obviously been spotted. Not just line of sight, but the enemy aircraft have spotted us. So they now know where I'm at. I don't know where they're at. And looky here. He gets spotted because now he's opening fire because his aircraft are telling him where I'm at. Now they can't get a very good firing solution doing this. But that's where manual fire comes in. So we're going to route all the aircraft. We're going to keep them together. And we're going to attack strategically. I'm going to send these dive bombers after the battleship. I feel like they have the best chance to actually pin the deck and possibly cause some serious damage. I'm going to take these TBMs, these Avengers, and I'm going to go after the carrier. Because the one thing we do not want to have happen here is the carrier gets away and is able to link up with other vessels. And the air threat in this game is just unbelievably toxic. Because they can just attack. Whereas the user, me, I can't do that. Alright, so first thing that pulls up on the scene is the torpedo bombers. Now, I don't really love torpedoes, but I did decide to just take them. I could have put 2,000-pound bombs on here. I could have dropped bombs. Is it worth it? I don't really know. I figured, if anything, if we drop out of these 5, maybe we get 4. If we can get 2 or 3 to arm torpedoes away, and we hit something like a carrier with torpedoes, that really does a lot. Torpedoes in this game are insanely overpowered. I mean, they hurt. Problem is, the Americans have duds. So here we go. I'm watching the torps. It looks like I dropped the torps a little bit too far aft, and that's unfortunate. Good detonation into the engine room. We get one more. There's a dud. That's just unfortunate. And the rest are going to go behind. So we only got 1 torpedo, but it was to the engine room. The Dauntlesses finally show up. I'm going to let the AI do that because the way they dive bomb with Tokyo Express mod, you can't do the dive bomb. Yeah, they're not that accurate. Yeah, it'd probably be better if I did it myself, but oh well. So we got a couple good hits there. A lot of bombs missed. You can see our force is now engaging, and they're at 25,000 yards. I'm not sure these destroyers can reach 25,000 yards. I know some of the cruisers can, some of the heavy cruisers, and I know the battleship can. Hold on. Those torps are tracking. But this guy's got to make a turn. A little time compression, and I think they're going to miss. Can we get him to turn back in? Yes, he's turning back in. Those torps have to hurry. They've got to hurry. I don't know if it's going to happen. Come on, baby. We just got to get lucky. We just got to get lucky. And this is looking... They're catching him. The torps might run out of steam, too. The carrier's on fire. There's a shell that just landed from somebody. Oh, I think we're going to catch him. Yes, please. No duds. Please. Yes. Another one. Yes. That's huge. And that one runs out. So they just ran out of steam. Wow. That's lucky. I'll take that. Not only did they hit, we got 2 to detonate in the engine room. That's massive. All right. Now it's time for some manual fire. Now that the airplanes are fairly safe, now what we're going to do, though, we will take one aircraft and we'll put him up high and we'll have him circle, because line of sight is a big problem here. Now you can see our destroyers up front are leaving a smoke trail. That is perfect. That is so good, because that's going to break the enemy's ability to have any kind of accurate solution on us. Now, you can just look right there, main director, alternative director. They have a 50% lock. That's pretty bad. It just is. In terms of them actually landing shells, at 50 or 60%, it's just not going to happen. Now, I've got to figure out how to get dialed in here. This is 29,000 yards. And I'm getting pretty dialed in already. Look at that. I mean, I'm right there. That's a long shell flight time. Nagato has disengaged. And I'm not 100% sure why Nagato is disengaged. That is the biggest threat, by far. I mean, that's 16-inch guns. That's 30-second reload. That guy could ruin anyone in the fleet. So I do kind of want to hammer on that guy. I do kind of want to keep shooting. I shot a little bit long there, but you can see I'm starting to get dialed in. He is damaged. You got to remember from those dauntlesses, he is damaged. We haven't hit him yet, but that's okay. I'm starting to think maybe I should help the rest of the fleet. Right? I mean, I want to kill this guy so badly, but I don't know. So this is decision time, right? Do I let the Nagato go with the thought that if he does decide to re-engage, then I can engage him, or do I just move on, start hitting the cruisers, start getting guns off the board? Because that's pretty important. Guns off the board. This guy's outrunning me. He's now 30,100 and something. I'm peppering all around him. He got hit. You can see he's on fire. That smoke is him on fire. I don't know. I want to kill the Nagato so badly. So I'm kind of staying with it. He might be taking a turn here to re-engage. I don't know. Finally, I say, okay, let's switch targets. Right? Let's get on some of these other guys, because we got to make sure our fleet stays intact. And the best way I can do that is target up stuff like this. Target these heavy cruisers, because these guys lay down a lot of fire. Now, okay, see some shells hit short. We're on reload. Actually, that's my salvo right there, I think. It's hard to tell. So we're just gonna hone in here. That's all we got to do is hone in. You can see other shells landing. I think those are from other heavy cruisers. That's our salvo. You can see the water splash much bigger. Too much lead. But again, throwing shells even 19,000 yards is extremely difficult. There's so many factors that go into it. Not just his speed, his maneuvering. His maneuvering affects his speed. You can see he's down to 12. So he is getting hit. He's taking flooding. That slows them down quite a bit. He's down to 9. This is making it easier. There's a salvo. Making it a lot easier if we can get this guy to slow down. And if I can just land 4 or 5 of that 16-inch battleship AP and get those flooding, and it'll knock him dead. At that point, I can then switch my secondaries to target him. He won't be able to go anywhere. He's going super slow, 11 knots. What is that, 18,000 yards? I mean, this is where the money is made. I gotta land these. So we got a good hit there. There's a good hit. Gotta start landing these shells. He's pretty much directly bow on to me right now. You can't see me. I'm on the horizon. Okay, there was another connection. We're just gonna keep laying the law down. Try and knock him dead in the water. That's the goal. Now you can see the rest of my guys are all being controlled by AI. So, and they're picking targets based on whoever's closest. Ooh, there's a nice one. There was a good pin. I'm checking his speed. See, his speed's down to 5 knots. He's still 17,000 yards, but he's not going anywhere. So that's making it a lot easier for me. Compared to these other ships that are around this heavy. Hold on, what's he at? He's still at 5. He's still slightly drifting. Maybe one more flooding. Maybe. I'm starting to think about some secondaries here. So we're going to just throw some secondaries. He is still drifting. He's up to 7 knots now, so he's getting some stuff repaired. It doesn't hurt just to throw some secondaries. Let him fly for a little bit. Kill him. Get back onto the main guns. We need a little more accuracy here. Again, we're throwing these shells. What is this? 5,280 yards is a mile. We're throwing these over 3 miles. 3.5 miles? That's a long shot. That's a super, super long shot. There's a good hit. Now look at his speed. He's dead in the water. He's dead in the water. Okay, that's good. That's really good. So now we can get secondaries trained up. Yeah, they're still firing. I don't know where I had the secondaries pinned to. I might reset that here in a minute. You can see the other guys are just getting peppered on. Let's get a little cinematic shot here. I am going to start trying to include more of these. Yes, that's so nice. One aspect of the game that I've always enjoyed is that right there. I think that's super fun. So secondaries are raining on that guy that's dead in the water. So it's time to turn our attention to another vessel. And I've never seen this before, but look at the torp launchers on that thing. You can see the secondaries are just going to just sit there and just fire, fire, fire. Now this guy is 15,000 yards, but he's going 30 knots, right? So it's still a pretty difficult shot. I would say until they get inside 10,000, it's fairly difficult. If you look, ooh, close one. So that gives me a lot of confidence, right? Because that tells me that my lead was spot on. Yes, he's getting closer, but that doesn't really matter. He's not getting that much closer. And ooh, oh, I would be turning away if I was that guy, because I'm getting dialed in. With 16-inch American AP, you don't want to get hit. Like, it will hurt. Let's see what we get here. Oh, come on. I mean, how heavy are those shells? Like 2,000-pound AP? That's nasty. You don't want that going in your ship. That goes into your ship, you basically lose whole sections of your vessel. Okay, secondaries are still popping. We like to see that. We have lots of ammo. 1,600 rounds on one side. So that's fine. Just let them go. Let them fly. Don't know that they're going to do that much. Oh, was that a hit? It registered that as a hit. He dropped 26 and he's on fire. So he's got an internal fire. Let's line this up. He's 13,000. There's my gun blast. If you look on the horizon, whenever I go to click the map, you'll be able to see something on the horizon light up. You can see the other ships firing. This is what they're shooting at. They're all starting to get dialed in. They're kind of in a crossing the T formation, for anyone that knows naval stuff. So they have all guns and all secondaries to bear. Okay, I shot too far forward, because look, his speed's down to 14 and still falling. So that one shell we did hit, armed, inside, somewhere near the engines, and really messed him up. I can't believe that Miyoko is still getting peppered by our secondaries. Our Nagato is re-engaging. Look at that. So, situational awareness. Nagato is going to have to go at some point. Don't know when. Ooh. just a touch in front, but we did get one hit. He's still alive. It's incredible. How the guy... I guess because the whole fleet hasn't decided to turn and pepper him yet. Obviously, the one shell we hit was not a critical shell. Oh, man, we're shooting just in front. All right, here we go again. Send it. Let's see if we can dial this in. Ooh, there it is. There it is. That's what we've been looking for. That's that American 16-inch shell. That's nice. Now the whole fleet is training up on that guy. So at this point now I'm starting to think maybe we let him go, right? Because we are snipers. That's what we are. That's why I am manually controlling the battleship. Because that's what that's what we do. Manual fire, and we just in front. Hold on here. I needed to see what's going on there. So Sommers is the lead for the rest of the convoy. It's in the crossing the T formation. He's taken some rounds, but he's relatively okay. Now we just need to dial this in and hit this guy 3, 4, 5 shells, and we could knock him dead in the water. And let's send it. Side note, this would be a cool ship if we ever brought this into Legends. There was a hit. I saw a hit. Now watching his speeds at 21, the only way to know if it's ever a really critical hit is after they get hit, wait 4 or 5 seconds and you'll see their speed change. Right? That's the only way you know. And then after 10, 20, 30 seconds, their compartments start to fill up with water and they'll start a list. Okay, so Nagato's re-engaging. I'm not too worried about Nagato at the range he's at. Plus, I'm leaving out smoke trail, so he's not going to have a good firing solution on me. Maybe he gets lucky. So I just decide we're going to stay on tone here. Hold on, speed just dropped to 20. So he got hit there and he went to 20. I'm waiting. It's not dropping to 19, so that's why I go ahead and throw the salvo here. Looking for impact. Is he turning a little bit? Maybe? I'm going to shoot that a little bit long. There should be 2 salvos in the air now. Waiting for impact. He is turning. I'm glad I shot that long. I don't know how that guy's still alive. I don't know how that guy's still alive. Our secondaries are still raining on that guy, and he's still up. It's crazy. You would think at some point our fleet would be engaging. There's a good hit. That's good. So that was a superstructure, center mass, pinned through the superstructure into the deck, arm. That's a massive hit. All right, so that absolutely just took out his funnel. That's going to slow him down. Now, there is a kind of a caveat to this. Whenever these guys turn like that and they show me the back deck, if I can land shells in there, 1 shell is all it takes to completely knock a ship dead in the water. 1 shell through the deck, into the engine room. That's all it would take. Now this guy's dropped to 13. He's slowing. Let's see if we can get... I'm going to throw some secondaries out here. Because we have 1,200, so we've already fired 400 plus secondary rounds at that Miyoko. That's quite a few. And I can't believe he's still up. I really can't. I am kind of wondering about ammo reserves with the rest of the fleet. There was a hit. There was a hit. 12, 11. He's slowing. Did we 10? He's going to 10. Was that 9? Was that enough? Did we just take his engine out? 8. 7. We might have just... I think we might have just taken his engine out. So you can see I just trained over the secondaries to start firing. Yep, 4 knots. That was it. Got his engine. Now we've got the guns just to fire here. Yeah, you can see the list. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. American 16-inch armor piercing is always undefeated. Get another cinematic here. I am going to start trying to include more of these because I think they're super cool. You know, I've got everything so enlarged here in the UI, kind of takes up a lot of the screen. It is what it is. It makes it easier for me, and maybe even for you guys, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I'm starting to think about the Nagato, because we've got the Nagato coming in. Right, 13,000 yards. He's getting in that territory where he can be dangerous. Shells away. You can see he's been shooting at me the whole time, ever since he decided to re-engage. Now, he hasn't done anything, which is good, okay? I think there was a hit, one hit, so obviously the whole salvo kind of went a little bit low. I'm going to aim this one a little bit farther past. I think he's listing to where we just got a hit. I think there's a slight list. That was good. That was multiple hits. Superstructure, upper deck. Let's do it again. I'm waiting. 17, 18 knots. Nothing critical. Nothing critical yet. Okay, I'm shooting too far forward. We're just going to have to adjust for this. Okay, 13.4. 18 knots and on the way. Let's see. Beautiful. Beautiful connection. Now, I just told the secondaries fire at will because it doesn't really matter. We have a lot of ammo. Now, look at this. He's dropped to 12 knots. So that last hit, we did get multiple floodings forward of the superstructure, which that's exactly what we need right now. We need floodings. We need to slow him down. You can see my North Carolina. I've got the North Carolina wide open, and we're only doing 17. Shells fell short there. That's okay. Got one hit. Guns are all loaded. I'm currently turning the boat. We're in a hard left rudder. Which, if you think about it, it's pretty amazing that they've designed these to where you can fire on the move, turning, and still accurately hit your target. Now, I've put the boat into quartering forward motion where the back gun still has azimuth. You can see we're laying down shots. He's at 11 knots. He's kind of in the sweet spot for us right here. 13,000 yards, so the shells don't take that long. It's 2.5 miles to get there. Just over 2.5 miles. We're far enough away that he is not going to have very good firing solutions on me. On top of that, we've got secondaries raining down all around him. We've got our main guns raining all around him. He's down. He's still doing 11 knots. Guns are away again. It seems like a majority of our shells are landing just a little bit short. See, there was one went long, 3 or 4 went short. I'm gonna keep shooting at the vessel because it's probably like a bloom. If you were to draw it on the map, they just lost another ship. Beautiful. You can see I've got the fleet turned southbound. There's our one Dauntless up there spotting anyone that wants to run away. I'm starting to wonder about ammunition. I'm not sure that our fleet is going to have that much. Because they've been fighting for... This is a solid... We're like 35 minutes into this fight so far. Even though we're only 24 minutes into the video, you can see cuts, and that's me pausing the recording as I'm going. Because it's just, this fight just took a really, really long time. There's a lot of ships to kill, and it was really far away. That's good and bad. You know, I mean, it's good that the fight's taking place so far away. It's probably going to end up saving some of our vessels. The only one that has been hit thus far was Somers, and if you look next to his name, there's no flooding symbol, there's no wrench symbol. That means he's got nothing to work on the boat. That's a really good thing. because I just don't. I can't lose ships. Where we're at in this campaign, I cannot lose ships. I mean, we have 2 task forces out there. That was a nice hit. That was a nice one. Now I'm going to target the engine room. You can see now I'm kind of aiming middle. He's going to drift forward a little bit. I want to try and knock this guy out of the fight. What's going on down here? This guy's trying to run away. A little Tenryu. Alright. Now, I'm going to open the Sommers. I'm going to open that whole fleet up so they can start shooting that Tenryu. Or even the Nagato. Help me finish this guy off. Get him out of here. Let's go ahead and target the engine room again. Don't know if you saw that last shot that I was going for the engine room. Hit a little bit behind. See, we only have a 68% solution, which is not very good. You can see us there on the horizon. Barely. And again, our shells are falling short. So how do I fix this? Do I shoot that much farther than the vessel? Do I just trust it? Keep firing. We've closed distance now. We're still doing 22 knots, which is wide open in the North Carolina, by the way. You would think it's somewhere up around 30, but it's not. Shells fell short again. I'm worried though if I aim long, they're gonna miss. Now look at this. His engine just got knocked. He's down to 2 knots. Get you this nice cinematics here. I love the cinematics in this game. I think they're just top notch. I know there's a lot of people out there that have gave bad reviews and stuff like that. Some people don't think the game's all that great. I really enjoy it because I think it's a game like no other. I'm going to target the back half of the ship here. Go for another cinematic. I love the sound the guns make when they fire too. I think it's just super unique. I do think we've taken out the Nagato's rear turrets. I don't see them locking on. I don't see them firing. That was a good hit. That was really nice. Are these guys engaging? They're pointing their guns. I don't see that guy firing. We'll stay on the Nagato here. Keep laying down some shots. He's down to 10,400 yards, so once we get inside that 10K range, there's not a whole lot that's going to make it. You can see the list is extremely heavy. Extremely heavy list now. There he goes. There he goes. So, cease and fire. Now we got to try and hit this guy. So, good luck to me. 29,000 yards. Unbelievably far. And I have honestly no idea where to even shoot here. Main guns. I'm going to spin them. So when I do that, I'm training the guns to the location, telling them to hold so there's no lead lag on when they actually fire. They have to spin and then aim up. Front guns away. Ooh, is that our salvo? Or is that the other fleet? I don't really know. There's range limitations. Like, certain ships can only fire so far, and I think the North Carolina, I think 29,000 yards is getting up there. Oh, I can maybe work with that. It's still quite a bit of spread. That's the tightest pattern we can get, unfortunately. We got a hit. He's dropped to 6 knots. You see salvo hit behind there. That's absolutely... should I turn, get this back gun involved? It's got 100... Yeah, I'm going to get it involved. It's got 130 rounds of AP left in the rear gun. Worth it. This guy's down to 6. Yeah, the secondaries can't even reach. I think the secondaries maxed out around 18,000 yards. Which makes sense. That's very, very far. That's 3.5 miles. We're still 27,000 yards. This guy's going 6 knots. We really just need to land 1 or 2 shells at this range, I believe. With the plunging fire, that would pretty much knock him out. He's up to 8 knots, though. He's repairing. This is a problem. We cannot let him repair. Yeah, we got all 3 guns off now, so 9 potential shells to maybe find 1 to hit the boat. Pretty difficult, though, if I want to be real honest. We're looking... I do think there's a couple of the heavy cruisers that are firing as well. Okay. There was a hit. There was a hit. Speed 5 knots. Did we knock him dead? 4 knots. I think we knocked him dead. There's 3 knots. If we knocked him dead, that's great, because then I can just lay down the hammer. And secondaries are not in range. Yeah, so this guy's knocked dead. Now we just have to... we gotta sink him. We sank his entire fleet. A little cinematic here. Oh, I love it. Now, if he was to shoot down my airplane, that would not be... Ooh! Oh. Oh, yeah. That was good. Good hit. So, yeah, you can see 17,000, so they can't even reach. I think that's at 36,000 on the main guns, too, so... he was almost getting away. Almost. Not quite. Luckily. But that last hit, that was pretty... that was a crippling hit. So that was explosions. Oh, there's another internal explosion. Very nice. Got a heavy list. Even though that 1 shell fell short, I guarantee you that's still pinned. Guarantee you. Any moment. Oh, 1 hit. We'll take it. This guy's not having a good day. He almost got away if it wasn't for that 1 aircraft. Any moment. There's a fire breaking out. Okay, looks like they kind of landed short. Any moment. Another salvo. Okay, we got a hit. I think that's already probably flooded up front there. I don't see that much listing, but... ooh, shells separated a bunch there. See the rear gun hit short, the other one's hit long. He is definitely flooding the front compartment. That nose is about to go under. We've got enough ammo. Not much. We have some. Let's do a check here. Oh, that's why they're not firing. They're completely out of ammo. This guy have ammo? Oh, this guy's got no ammo. How about this guy? No ammo. The 3 heavies have no ammo. What about the DDs? A little bit in the front. Out. Out. Oh, they're completely disarmed. They have star shells. That's it. Okay, he sank. He sank. Nice. Let's check it out. Oh, look at that, dude. And look at our damage on the other side. Like, we took no damage. We sunk them all. Ooh, thank goodness that fight's finally done. We have a bit of a problem because I already have 1 task force going back. A lot of those are going to get released, repaired. We have no ammo in the Doge task force. I've got to get them out of there. So that's going to leave the carrier alone to watch over the Solomon Sea after that big win. But I'll be honest, I am wiped out. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Everyone have a good day. Peace!